Most guys, they've been trained to believe that they don't need help. Like, we don't need help when it comes to nutrition. We don't need help when it comes to fitness. We don't need help when it comes to sleep or stress. Like, we know what we need to do. Usually the problem is we're just not doing it, right? Like, and if you're shaking your head and you're like, yeah, that's exactly right? This is what we've been led to believe, right? We know that we should be eating better. We know that we should be exercising because exercise is good for us, right? We know that we should be sleeping good at night. We know that we should be managing our stress appropriately. We know that we should be happier and in a better mood during the day. Like, we know all this stuff, yet the thing is, we just sort of realize if we're losing our health, if we're losing our fitness, if we're gaining weight, like if things are happening and we're going in the wrong direction, it's just that we're not dedicated enough. We're not committed enough, right? We gotta kind of man up and do the thing. And rarely does anybody actually reach out for help. But here's where the problem with that lies, because most people think they know what to do, but they don't. Okay? Most people think they know what to do, but really they have no idea. Because you just say, okay, well, I just want to, I gotta eat better. Well, what does that mean? Well, I'm eating too much. I gotta drop my calories, and so I'm gonna download MyFitnessPal and I'm gonna start, tracking my calories. I'm gonna make sure that I'm in a calorie deficit every day so that I can lose X amount of weight. And you can track all the numbers and figure it out perfectly, and you can apply that strategy. And there's a good chance you're probably gonna see some results there. You might lose some weight, right? And then let's talk about fitness. So what would you do for fitness? Well, I'm going to go out and I'm going to run, or maybe I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to do some, chest and tries and back and bis and get on the old bodybuilding routine, whatever that is, because that's what you did before in the past, and you're going to try that. But the question I have for you is, if you did something in the past and it worked for you, why did you stop doing it? This is the bigger question here. Why did you stop doing it? And I'm going to give you an example, because I just got done chatting with an individual who's a very successful entrepreneur. He's got a wonderful company and a great family, and he's very successful, and he's gained a bunch of weight. And he told me that the last time he was at his ideal weight, which is about 75 pounds less than where he is now, was when he was going to the gym, doing bodybuilding stuff, and he was eating chicken and rice every single day. And he was 75 pounds lighter. And he did that for a long period of time. And I said, well, why did you stop doing that? And he said, well, I had kids and business, and he listed off all the usual things, and just, I just didn't have time, and, priorities change, right? These are the usual things that I hear over and over and over again, right? But I would argue that there's something else going on here. Maybe that strategy is not that sustainable. Just like if you download MyFitnessPal and you try to obsess over the amount of calories that you're consuming every single day, is that going to be sustainable, right? And this kind of goes back to a lot of people, they think they know what to do, but they don't. They don't know what they should do, right? They can get a result. Very successful people are very good at getting a result, like this gentleman here. He's going to go back to his old strategy of just eating chicken and rice, and he's going to lose 10 pounds in 60 days. And if he can't lose 10 pounds in 60 days, then he wants to talk to me again, right? And I'm like, look, I know you're going to lose 10 pounds in 60 days. The question is it the right strategy, right? Is this the right way to do this thing? Right? And again, in my mind, I just know that there's no way. I know what's going to happen. He's going to do this. He's going to go back to quote unquote normal. He's going to gain all the weight back. And then, maybe after 120 days or after a year, that's when he's going to come back. Because most successful guys, they can figure out the strategy to lose weight very quickly. And if that's the only metric that you're looking at, right? If you're just looking at losing weight, then maybe you're going to do anything that it takes, including unhealthy things. And if you do unhealthy things, you might get the result, but it's never going to be sustainable. And look, if you're here with me today and you're 45 years old, and you're 55 years old, and you're 65 years old, and you've had results before, but you're sitting here and you're in a worse place than you've ever been, or you're going the wrong direction, then I would argue you had a very poor set of strategies. I blame it almost more on the strategies than your willingness to do the work. You just need the right thing plugged into your life. You need to figure out what you need to do, what's going to be something that you can sustain for the long game, so that not only can you get a result, but you can sustain the result, right? When it comes to fitness, Doing old school bodybuilding routines is no longer adequate. There's so many better things that you can do, but most guys just don't know any better. Look, and you don't know what you don't know. If you haven't spent a lifetime, a career in the world of health and fitness and nutrition and strength and conditioning and all of these things, I wouldn't expect you to know. I wouldn't expect any guy to know, right? So when I talk to someone and they think they have all the answers, which some people do because they're very strong-minded, right? They think they have all the answers. What they end up saying is something like, well, I just need accountability. And I'm like, is it just the accountability or is it more than that? I know in my mind it's more than that, because if we can give a successful person the right strategies, sustainable strategies, and we can get them results in a sustainable way, it will be life-changing. And not only life-changing after 3 months, but life-changing for the rest of your life. And that's what we chase. So look, guys, if you're in that place and you think all you need is accountability or all you need is more discipline, you already know what to do. And look, saying something like, I just need to eat better, or I just need to eat less, or I just need to work out more, that's not a strategy. That's a very broad general statement that has no tactics and strategies attached to it. Now, you might have some in your mind, but I guarantee you, unless you've spent 25 years in the world of health, fitness, strength, conditioning, you're probably not doing it the best way. Can you get a result? 100%. Is it the best way? Probably not. Probably not. And could you figure it out on your own? You could, but it would probably take many, many years of trial and error, of testing new things, doing new things, watching a lot of videos, doing a lot of research, reading all the books. And even then, that's not even that good, because we don't have an information problem. Quite honestly, the information is so crazy, and you can find stuff from, the different tactics and strategies are such a mess out there that you can get led in a lot of wrong directions, even just by trying to learn all this stuff. Where you can find the best results are people who have been in the industry, who have been practicing it themselves, who have been applying the strategies on others, and have found a way to kind of simplify this whole thing, and then have also found a way to be able to sustain the results. What does it mean to have results? You want to be lean, meaning not carrying any excess body fat. You want to be fit, meaning you want to be strong, powerful, and have some endurance. And then you also want to have great numbers from your doctor. So when you go to the doctor, you don't want just normal numbers, you want better than normal numbers. And if you can find somebody that's figured out a way in today's society, if you found somebody to figure out a way to be able to have that life, to be able to have those results for decades, get in the room with that person. And now this is me, obviously I have something for sale here. It's me kind of selling my product. But most of the people in this industry who are selling their fitness, their nutrition, their supplements, their coaching, all that stuff, are very young people who have only had results for very small periods of time. And a lot of times are doing a lot of very unhealthy things to get those results, right? So find someone, whether it's me or someone else, because there's other people out there, but we're a rare breed. Somebody that's been in great shape, minimal, optimal body fat, and has great numbers for the doctor for decades. There's not too many of them out there. If you find them, figure out what it is they're doing, and maybe even attach yourself to them, because they have a lot of wisdom from working with a lot of other folks, right? So number one, they got to have the results themselves. Number two, they should be able to apply the strategies and the systems into other people's lives, and it should be able to give other people results as well, right? So anyways, hopefully this finds you well. But sometimes I get a little bit brokenhearted, because when I know somebody's going to go down the wrong path, and I kind of let them go down the wrong path, which admittedly I kind of did, but he was very strong-willed. It would have been a little bit of a battle to try to get him out of it, but I'm going to let him do it, and I'm going to let him, settle into that life again. And he's going to lose the weight. He's probably going to feel good, but again, I just know in my soul, it's not going to serve him. And again, he mentioned being a dad and having a son, and he wants to lead the way for his son. Looking back, I'm like, man, I wish I would have said something like, do you feel like that's the right thing to show your son? Is that the right way to build your health? So anyways, look, if you'd like some help, I would love to help you. Just reach out your hand, see what I'm doing here. Let me share it with you. And if you think it's it's better than maybe what you're doing or what you're planning on doing, then maybe we need to work together. If not, that's fine too. I'm not a pushy guy. You have to want to be able to do what I'm doing. It has to resonate with you, because if you're not fully bought in, then it's likely not going to work, right? So, but look, if you want some help, reach out. Let me show you what I'm doing here, because it's probably unlike anything you've heard before. I can almost guarantee it. And if you'd be willing to give me that time to be able to share that with you, and you're genuinely interested in having someone to help you down this road and to help you to build, not just for the next 3 months, but for a lifetime, that's what makes Athletic After 40 very different. We sort of live this thing. It's a lifestyle. We live what I call the athlete life, and we identify as athletes, and that's how we're able to build these bodies that, again, optimal body fat, great fitness, strong, powerful, great endurance, and then also have great numbers from the doctor. If you want those things, and you want those things for a long period of time, let's go. Let's freaking rock and roll. Let's do it, and let's do it the right way. All right.